New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
There we go. What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to finally talk about Knicks win because the Knicks beat the Bucks 140 to 106. And dare I say, this is probably one of the best wins we've had in a long time since we've been playing bottom feeders for almost the entire month of December. So happy New Year to you guys, all right? Listen, Jalen Brunson getting 44 points and 6 assists. Karl-Anthony Towns gives you 30 points and 18 rebounds. And Payne, third leading scorer on the Knicks, who to thunk it, gives you 18 points, 2 assists. Cal Bridges only gives you 6.6 assists. Josh Hart gets you 11 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and lots of energy. And the Knicks take away the victory. Doing the things that they do well to get victories, giving you almost 30 assists. They gave you 29 today and winning the rebound battle 49 to 39. Advantage Knicks. And we're going to talk about it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we're going to talk about the other elephants in the room because everybody wants to be the minutes police right now. It's all about the minutes police. Who's playing the most minutes? Who's not playing enough minutes? Should we play the rookies? Should we play Tyler Kolek? How come Erica Porti's not getting more minutes with Precious Achua? Yeah, all that stuff is happening. So even though the Knicks won, I know people want to talk about that stuff. We want to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. So salute to you guys in the chat, in YouTube land, in TikTok land. Shout out to you guys on YouTube, Joshua Cooper, Vic, Hope, Tommy, everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. If you like that, hit the show, hit that follow button. We're going to be here after every game talking Knicks basketball. Shout out to my guys in YouTube land, Sandman, S. Parker, everybody trickling in for the KOT show. Yo, I've been out. I've had a cold, congested. You can probably still hear it a little bit that I'm still a little congested. Shout out to Ebony. And shout out to Lee for holding it down because I was down bad for almost this whole week. So glad to be back talking Knicks basketball. And I'm glad to actually finally be talking about a Knicks win. So let's get to it. Knicks versus Bucks, Sunday matinee game. You already know if you're a lifelong Knicks fans, matinee games aren't usually the Knicks forte. We usually start off sluggish during these matinee games, but I think these Knicks had enough of losing and actually put forth some effort today. And although defensively, I can't really say we slowed anybody down, really. We just played that one good quarter. That one good quarter that took us over the hump, put away the game. And the rest of the time, offensively, we was able to keep up. We was able actually to hit three-point shots, something that's been escaping us for these last few games. And that helped us put away the game. And I have to start with the leader, the captain, in Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was phenomenal again today. Showed why he's a leader. Showed why this is a team. My audio sounds very digital. Check your mic. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me see if I start to close some things, if that's going to make a difference for you guys. Hopefully it will. Let's see. Sorry about that. Guys. Technical difficulties. Things be happening sometimes. Hopefully, let's see. Let me try to close some things up. Give my computer some more breathing room. And hopefully this is better for you guys. Salute to you, Sandman. Salute to you guys. All right, let's get to it. let's get to it. Let's get to it. Like I said before, started out talking about Jalen Brunson and the Knicks lack of 3-point shooting and where the start where the start of the turnaround really started to happen with the captain in Jalen Brunson, who really attacked this defense. And listen, man, not gonna hold you. There's a big difference between the Bucks and OKC. There's a big difference between the Bucks and OKC. The Bucks, they have good defenders there, but their defenders aren't quite as lanky, aren't quite as long, aren't quite as fast as OKC defenders. The Bucks thought it would be a good idea to start out single coverage on Jalen Brunson with a man sort of close to his size. Not a good idea for most of the NBA, and not a good idea for the Bucks tonight. Single coverage for Jalen Brunson, he was able to cook them for 40 plus points. And to be honest with you, if he did not leave the game in the third quarter for a spell, he probably would have scored 50 if he needed to, if he had to. But they got away with him only scoring 40 points. And one of the things that was even more interesting today about the 40 points that Jalen Brunson did score was the 3-point shooting, because this season, Jalen Brunson has been going away from, he's been having these stretches where he's not hitting threes. He'll go 4 games in a row and not hit a three. And today, he was able to come back and start to hit some threes again. So the step back three was going for Jalen Brunson. Also, shout out to Tibbs, although you don't want to shout him out for a lot of stuff he's did. Today, he made a couple of adjustments where he had Jalen Brunson be a lot more off ball today. So he's able to hit some catch and shoot threes. And he's also able to give you a couple of 6 assists this game. Jalen Brunson seems really locked in and really pissed off at the loss versus the Thunder. And I thought he played a good game today. Now, it's funny because watching the game versus the Thunder, I kind of felt like he was I kind of felt like the ball was I kind of felt like the Knicks were a little too ISO heavy for my taste. And that started with Jalen Brunson as well. But today the matchup was benefited him to be a little bit more ISO heavy than we normally had to be. And it benefited us. And Jalen Brunson did a good job just dissecting the Bucks and showing why he's one of the best point guards in the East and one of the best point guards in the league, point blank period. So without Jalen Brunson, I'm taking the lead in that first quarter on and making his point to kind of just impede his will in this game. The Knicks would not come out with victory with this game because let's be honest, we really couldn't slow down the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo had OG Anunoby in foul trouble within the first minutes of the game. You know what I'm saying? So, and I will say this about this Knicks today versus the Thunder. Although defensively, I can't say that we fared that well with them for first, I would say two quarters. What I can say is even though we was getting our ass whooped, there was at least some effort. You know what I'm saying? There was at least, you know what, we're going to have a rotation. You know what, we're going to challenge a shot. You know what, I know Antetokounmpo is way bigger and stronger than me, but I'm at least going to fight and wrestle with him to try to get a rebound from him. So at least there was some fight. You know what I'm saying? And regardless if we win or lose, I want to see that fight. So I'm glad that even though like we wasn't able to put the defensive will that I wanted to see from this team in those first 2 quarters, we were still fighting defensively. And thank God this game, we were actually able to hit threes. And you know what, too? Like, even though you're fighting defensively, even though we're like, I kind of feel like getting that blood moving defensively and just moving your body in general, like the basketball finds energy. I feel like if you're too lazy on one side of the ball, you just kind of lazily chucking the ball up on the offensive end, it kind of works against you. So I'm extremely happy that the Knicks responded at least offensively for the first half and put an effort defensively, even though technique-wise or we wasn't really able to slow him down, especially because OG silly fouls in the first half, for sure, in the first 2 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely nervous to have Precious Achua guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo to start the game. Not on my bingo card.
Bruh.
Not on my bingo card at all. For sure, for sure. I was hoping, I was actually hoping to see Jericho Sims guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo, but I digress. Shout out to Sandman who sent a $5 super chat. He says, good one today, but the real test, in my opinion, is tomorrow against a young, hungry, very athletic Pistons team. If we beat them, then our slump is over. Y'all definitely get to that a little bit later. Shout out to you, Sandman. And shout out to Timmy. Shout out to Timmy, man. Timmy, I've been talking smack about campaign for a couple of weeks. There was a couple of games the campaign was really horrible. He wasn't here. I was like, and I was calling you out. But when campaign was the third leader scorer today, I was like, Timmy will be in the chat today. Timmy will be in the chat today. I'm still sick, guys. But funny enough, our Wingstop, the guys we paid all the money to, the guys we able to pick for, offensively have been kind of struggling. And we needed those 18 points from campaign. Like, we really needed it. we really needed it. Like, today was this was campaign's best offensive game as a Knick. Shot very efficiently. I think he had more points than threes. He definitely had more points than threes. If I'm looking, let me look at it. If I'm looking at the campaign today, 14 minutes. He had 18 points and 14 minutes with 2 assists. It's kind of been erratic from 3. The defense is always there. At least the effort is always there for campaign. You can complain about the effort from a lot of Knicks, but you can't. There's people on this team that you don't complain about with effort. It's usually Josh Hart, campaign, Deuce McBride. Usually OG Anunoby's on that list, but he's been faltering a little bit. But campaign today, he gave us an offensive boost from 3, hitting a lot of big buckets in that second quarter. To the point where I feel like he usually gets subbed out in that second quarter, and coach elected to sub Brunson back into the game, and then he kind of had like a campaign Brunson lineup to end the second. Truthfully, it's still a little bit head scratching, you know. If you're minutes policing, if you're on the minutes police squad, if you are the detective, lieutenant of the minute police squad, and you're looking at these minutes, and you're seeing 18 points from campaign, and you're seeing 14 minutes and 22 seconds, you're saying, Jay, you sound a little bit robotic. Yo, what's happening right now? I still sound robotic. Is that my throat, or is that... Yo, I don't even know what that is, yo. Let's see. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to... Said it's the audio. Is it the volume? Is it an echo? Everything is muted. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, man. You might have dreads like T-Pain, but you ain't got a voice like PJ. Check the mic jack. Let's see. Yo, one day I'm gonna get like a real audio guy. That's gonna be great. Like my life is gonna be so much easier. I took I took out the mic jack and put it back in. Did that make any difference? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Did that make any difference, guys? Yes or no? Sounds slightly better. Get Edson back. Yo. He said sounds a little better. Still choppy. What is Yo, this is expensive. These expensive ass mics, man. You better sound not mess like a robot. This is not no this is not no plug-in USB mic. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. They don't not everybody know about Edson Sean, but you right about that. Get Edson Sean back in the building, please. This I don't know if it's anything better. I don't know if anything's happening right now. Test. 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Ah, all right. Okay, here we go. There we go. Back now. We back. We back. I think we back now. We back, baby. We back. I think we back now. All right, cool. Oh, chopping but back. All right, okay. Um, hit the levels down a little bit. Maybe I hit the levels like this. Play with levels. Maybe that's a little bit back. All right. Let's see. Any better? Worse? Test. Not the Aki way. Yo, killing me right now. Uh, I'm not even sure. I'm gonna have to just deal with it, yo. I'm gonna have to just deal with it. I'm just trying to deal with it. Sounds like feedback from are you an audio person, man? After hire you, you know what you're talking about. All right. I like plug some stuff out and plug back in. Maybe that helps something. I do not have a spare mic. Do not have a spare mic. I could try one more thing. Let me just reboot this whole system. Hold on. All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. I resetted the whole system. So I'm not sure if that made a difference. Testing 1, 2, 3. I resetted the system. Okay. All right. That's what's yo. Cat. I messes with y'all. Tech support. Wash. You might be on payroll soon, my guy. Jeez. Once you started talking to me, he's like, oh, it might be the cords, it might be the... I was like, all right, what if I reboot the whole board? And then it worked out. All right, cool, bet. Woo! Salute to you guys who still rock with us. Shout out to the Predicate, shout out to Timmy, shout out to Wash Entertainment, shout out to Felicia, shout out to the Predicate, shout out to everybody who's rocking with the KO2 show. If you love the show, hit that like, subscribe. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Things just be happening, especially on live. And you just gotta roll with the punches sometimes. So I'm out here rolling with the punches. Let's get to it. All right, man. Shout out to you too, Sam, man. All right, let's get it. So, where was I? All right, I was talking about the importance of Payne. Today, I've been kind of ragging on Payne in and out. Defensively, he's always been a good defensive player. He's one of the few guys on his team you don't have to really complain about effort. But offensively, he's kind of hit or miss. Today, he was all the way hit. And when you're having a game where you have Mikal Bridges, who was strangely passive today, extremely passive today. OG Anunoby, who I thought today, OG Anunoby should have had the offensive. He should have had the offensive advantage today. Seeing how Giannis Antetokounmpo is guarding Karl-Anthony Towns, and all you gotta do is handle Brook Lopez. That should have been barbecue chicken. You should have been blown by him all day long. But I felt like even OG Anunoby, again, ever since that Nuggets game where he scored 40 in November, mind you, he's been struggling offensively despite the 2 times he played Toronto. Like, if he played Toronto all year, much like with Evan Fournier played the Celtics, OG Anunoby would be fine. Because all of a sudden, he starts hitting open threes again when he's playing Toronto. If he plays any other team outside of Toronto, this man be struggling. So, and it was kind of like that today. So, we needed some offensive consistency somewhere, especially considering, Jalen Brunson is going to have to sit down at some point. So, Payne's minutes in that second quarter were really important. Like, really important. Like, they were a really important 18 minutes. So, the fact that he had the floater game going, the defense going, the 3-point shot going, he had it all going to, once again, just to allow us the time to kind of keep pace and even start to build like a mini lead with the Bucks was a huge deal. So like one of probably the most important players of this game was Campaign for sure. So bullet the Campaign and his contributions offensively. Hitting those far out threes really it really helped us. And it's funny enough, usually when you shoot the three, the people with the high arc, usually those are the shots that go in the most. I feel like his arc was a little bit lower today, and it might have helped him. It might have helped him be more consistent today. I want him to keep that feeling for tomorrow because we might need some more of that scoring tomorrow, for sure. And really, I'm gonna get back to the bench because I see you, Timmy. You saying building bench consistency is key. Yes, it is. And I'm gonna get to that after I'm gonna get back to the bench after I praise Karl-Anthony Towns some, because the bench to me is like a much larger conversation. And if you want to join that conversation, the Discord is actually open if you want to join that conversation. Excuse my voice. My throat is still kind of weird. Ayo, pause. I'm still a little congested from this week. So yo, shout out to Lee, man. You like really, like Lee, man. Lee's been holding me down all season. For real. Holding us down all season. But man, I was trying to do that Thunder show. I really was trying to do that Thunder show. Trust me, I was drinking tea. I could not even move. I couldn't even do it. So shout out to Lee for holding it down. But yo, Cat. Shout out to Cat because Cat once again had a really good game. MVP candidate Cat. The thing that's made Cat really dangerous this season, and the thing that he wasn't doing with the Timberwolves, and you heard us say it many times, is he doesn't settle anymore. He doesn't just settle for three-pointers. He recognizes the speed advantage, and he takes advantage of it from the center position. Like, and it's very unique for Cat because if you're a 7-foot dude that can kind of move like a guard and you can get past a center, there's nobody else to really block your shot, really. Which is why it's so important that Cat can blow by other opposing centers or big men, or why it's so important that Cat can do the things that he does. And he really was able to get to the hole today. And I was actually happy that he was able to fight through some BS non-calls because he was getting hit a lot. And he finally started to get some calls in the third quarter. Thankfully, we really needed those in the third quarter because Jalen Brunson was out. But I'm glad he was able to keep mentally pushing through, playing hard through contact, and having another really good game against the Bucks. And of course, once again, having a monster rebound night, 30 points, 18 rebounds, and a couple of crafty assists. 4-assist game for Karl-Anthony Towns. So shout out to Cat being a dog. I see that cat dog reference, yo. I see the cat dog reference. Shout out to Cat being a dog and taking over in that third quarter when Jalen Brunson scarcely went down and started holding his shoulder and nobody actually knew what happened. I still don't know what happened. They still never really reported what happened. My brain was like, is this dislocated? What happened? I was a little bit nervous. I'm just glad he came back. But let's get back to it though. Let's get back to it. All right. Everybody get your badges out. Everybody get your flashlights out. Let's go to Tibbs' house. Let's go to Tibbs' house. You're gonna ask for his license and registration. Because it's time for some minutes policing. It's time. All right? Campaign. Third leading scorer on the Knicks. Clearly the most impactful player after Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. Why? Oh, why did he only get 14 minutes? I didn't mean to hit that one. I meant to hit this one.
Bruh.
And I get it. Deuce McBride played a good game. He had a decent game anyway. He hit a clutch 3 when he replaced Jalen Brunson. But to me, you go campaign. To me, you ride that hot hand. Like, to me, you give campaign 20 minutes today. Especially when you start to look at the minutes and how they're being shared. And then you start to realize, all right, Mikal Bridges, right? 30 blowout game. Mikal Bridges played 37 minutes. Did Mikal Bridges, the man who leads the league in minutes in the NBA, need to play 37 minutes today? Also, still a little bit concerning, rotation. We still went 8-man rotation. I don't understand why we went back to an 8-man rotation when we have more bodies back. Landry Shamet was playing more minutes. I thought he was trying to get comfortable in his role, get his shot back. Deuce McBride also is back now. So now Deuce McBride comes in. Are you looking at the Deuce McBride minutes? Deuce McBride gives us, looking, 20 minutes, 19 minutes and 40 seconds. Landry Shamet comes in at garbage time at the 6-minute mark. I don't understand. I don't understand how we have more bodies back now and we're still going 8. Like, we should be working in a 9-man rotation. I love the scene, but we gotta start to rest some guys in certain minutes. I don't think Mikal should have played 37 minutes tonight. I'm micromanaging minutes policing. I'm minutes policing right now. I'm minutes policing. Precious Achiuwa, there's certain matchups that Precious Achiuwa just doesn't serve. I'm not going to be on the bench Precious Achiuwa hive. I feel like that hive is coming. I do feel like him playing against 5s might be something to keep an eye out for. Like, maybe we shouldn't glean that way. Also feel like Giannis Antetokounmpo is a bad matchup for him in general. But I do see the argument if you want to go another direction. Like, if the coach says, you know what, I want to try something else instead of the Precious minutes at the 5. If I want to go Sims, if I want to go Ariel, I wouldn't necessarily be upset or be like, this is a bad move. The thing with that is the fact that Precious Achiuwa, there's politics involved in this too. He's an NBA player. We traded for him. He took a deal with us and passed up on deals with other teams. And he also waived his no trade clause. I mean, when he signed his contract, a no trade clause was supposed to become with his contract automatically. The Knicks convinced him to take off his no trade clause. So I do feel like there's a little bit of loyalty and politics that are going to be coming along with Precious Achiuwa getting minutes no matter how good or bad he plays. Like, I definitely see that. At the same time, Precious Achiuwa at the 5 has been hard to watch. And Precious Achiuwa guarding guys who are 3 inches taller than him have also been hard to watch. So if the coach decides to go another direction, I would not be upset. Overall, though, don't want to put a damper on the win. Still a good win. Still a good win. And we won really this game because our MVPs, Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, stepped up. And Payne also stepped up and started to hit shots. There were some coaching tweaks with who's bringing up the ball to allow Jalen Brunson to play off ball. There was Jalen Brunson actually started to hit threes because there's been games where he's not even hitting threes or even attempting pull-up threes. The defensive energy has stepped up. It wasn't just Josh Hart hustling. I saw OG Anunoby getting back to form. I saw the team cutting harder, running on offense and defense, and being consistent with it from the start of the game until the end of the game, and not just waiting to turn it on in the third quarter like they have been for most of the season. I felt like this was a better effort from this team, and that's why we won the game. Funny enough, like I feel like if we won a game before this one and played the Bucks, we might have lost. Because I feel like we really need to put the pedal to the metal to beat this Bucks team, and that's what we did. And what made this win even more impressive is you already knew the Bucks were motivated to beat the Knicks. Because if you remember, the Knicks embarrassed the Bucks the last time we played them. And Giannis Antetokounmpo called out his team after that loss to the Knicks. Talked about who wants to be here. If you don't want to be here, you can leave. After that loss, they were talking about trades and blowing up the team. That was a huge turning point for the Bucks. And I kind of felt like that loss kind of almost helped them mentally start to turn their season around to where the Bucks are now fourth in the East. So I'm complaining, I'm nitpicking. Long term, I'm still have my eye on the rotation, especially considering that we're still going 8-man rotation on a back-to-back night. When we have guys back now, I don't get that at all. But good win for the Knicks. Probably one of the best wins we've had in a while, considering the strength of competition. Because we really haven't played anybody in like a month outside of the Thunder. All right. Salute to the chat. Yo, shout out to Lee. I see you, Lee. Appreciate you, Lee. I'm gonna have to cut up this episode because it was a long lull of just tech support issues. Woo. But shout out to Lee Escobedo. Shout out to Sandman. Picks for Timmy. Let's read some of these comments for you. Let's see. Predicate says, Sandman, today JB went down. Why coach didn't put in Ty nor Kolek? The answer for the backup point guard, headache. Funny. I will say, like, as far as Tyler Kolek goes, definitely a fan. You know, G League champ, a guy who I see can get minutes. Today, I will say the way Payne was playing, you didn't really have as big as a need for Kyle Kolek. You can just go back to Payne and still be fine. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, even if you're not going to go Tyler, like Payne was playing so good, like you can justify not playing him today for sure. My gripe is the coach still went 8. Coach should have went 9. Coach definitely should have went 9 players today. He only went 8. I don't understand why Shaman only played 5 minutes in crunch time. I think he should have got some minutes to spell some of these wings. All right. Let's see. Any more comments in the chat I need to read? And I shout out to the poll. Fritz in the poll says Precious trade is eligible this week, January 15th. Will he be a Knick past the trade deadline? Yes, 69%. No, 30%. I'm 50-50 on Precious, yo. I'm 50-50 on Precious, whether he'll be traded or not. I'm 50-50 on Precious, whether he'll be traded or not. I'm not even sure what his trade value is now. Every time I feel like he's not going to be, I was like, the Knicks need him. He don't be traded. And every time I think that, I always go back to, they asked him to waive his no trade clause. Why would you ask somebody to waive his no trade clause if you don't intend to trade him? And then you go into who will we even trade him for? And that's when you get to that conversation, is who we trading him for worth having here? Will he crack the rotation? What do we need? We need a center, and we possibly need a wing. Possibly, because hell, Mikal Bridges is still leading the league in minutes, and he still played 37 minutes today. So those are the things that go through my mind. Thank you for that poll, Fritz. Sandman says, Jay Achua at the 5 is a terrible experience. Word. Augustin Richardson says, still need to play these young guys, especially with a blowout. Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing. We play the Pistons tomorrow. We already know the Pistons are no joke. We kind of had a run with them before, and it wasn't too pretty. Cade Cunningham is a load, pause, tall guard. I think this is tonight is one of those nights where I wish we rested Mikal a little more, because you already know when it comes to Cade, that's going to be his assignment. You know what I mean? So I wish he had a little bit more rest. I'm sorry, I'm still congested. Sorry about that. But yo, these Pistons are hungry, man. The Pistons are hungry. And we gotta be ready. I mean, the good news is everybody else got rest. And it's funny because I'm looking at, this is probably the most peculiar Mikal Bridges game that I've seen in a while, because Mikal has been so aggressive. Maybe he was looking at tape at the OKC game, because I will say this. When it comes to the shots that the Knicks were getting with the OKC during the OKC game, I didn't feel like the Knicks were getting clean shots during the OKC game. I felt like OG might have been getting clean shots, but I felt like the Mikal shots were a little forced. Even his threes, his contested threes were a little forced. And even today, I feel like he didn't have a lot of clean looks from three. So maybe he's trying to recalibrate. Maybe he's trying to recalibrate his shot chart, and that's why he wasn't as aggressive today, because he probably looked at some tape. He's like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have took that shot. Maybe I shouldn't have took that shot. Josh Hart made a comment about being selfish after the game. And I wonder if that was a Mikal Bridges comment. Because when I looked at that Thunder game, I also thought Brunson's shot chart was weird. But when I looked at Brunson's shot chart and thinking that was weird, I also felt like Mikal's shot chart was weird. Because I feel like both of those shots were kind of contested forced shots during the Thunder game. So that could be a reason why he only attempted 5 shots today. Something to keep an eye on in general. I kind of feel like when Mikal has the advantage over certain wings and can get to his spots, then maybe he can go to those a little bit more. I'm more comfortable with Mikal taking contested turnaround mid-range shots than contested pull-up threes consistently. But I'm keeping an eye on that. I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. Do I have anything else to mention? Nah, that's it, yo. Just shout out to Josh Hart, man. Josh Hart, funny enough, Josh Hart during that Thunder game, I felt was the reason why we were in the game. Was Josh Hart was the only one really playing hard. And he's all the little 50-50 balls was kind of just keeping the game from being a 50-point blowout instead of a 30-point blowout. But he's proven why he's kind of the heart of the team. And we have multiple leaders on this team, so we're blessed to have that. Jalen Brunson is definitely a leader. But he's also like the lead by example guy. Josh Hart is going to say it like how it is. So I appreciate the Josh Hart trade more and more as time goes on, especially because it's different when you're just vocal amongst your peers, because you can tell he's probably vocal amongst his peers, but he's kind of also vocal for the fans and for the media. And we don't get Leon Rose talking to us about the state of the team. Tom Thibodeau, he's going to be very political. Josh Hart is the closest thing to kind of tell it how it is. And the way he does it, no one really seems to take offense to. So he's like the perfect voice for us, where he can tell us like it is and tell the locker room like it is, and no one gets to say anything bad about it. So shout out to Josh Hart, who, funny enough, was like, I didn't mention him as the big three for this game, but if you look at his box score, 5 of 5 from the field, 100%, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. So like, if you're going to score 11 points, that's the way to freaking score 11 points. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But salute to the chat, yo. Salute to the chat. Next game, I'm hoping the coach goes 9. I'm hoping Deuce McBride starts to come back to form and he uses game to get back into a little bit of a rhythm. If there's one thing I could, like, I wish Campaign played more. And I was like, maybe he should have played over McBride. But at the same time, I am grateful for McBride playing more minutes, because I still want him to get back to himself. You know what I mean? And get the rust off. Hopefully we see this effort repeated tomorrow. I'm happy we're able to take care of the Bucks. Low key, the Bucks, although they're hard, it's hard to stop them. They're kind of a bad matchup for we are kind of a bad matchup for them too, because they don't really have anybody who can guard Brunson. As tall as Middleton is, he's also really slow. So our athleticism can easily kind of overpower him in fast breaks and transitions and stuff like that. So like, even though we can't stop them, they can't stop us, and we can probably stop them for longer stretches. Especially for shooting well. So I appreciate this win. It's a good win. Hopefully we take this same energy with a better technique defensively and get this game versus Detroit. All right, let's go. Ooh, pick for me for sure. Josh Hart speaking to the media. And that big hat for sure. Ooh, pick for me. Yo, the Discord is open too. I forgot to put the Discord in the chat because there was mad technical difficulties to start the show. If anybody wants me to put the Discord in the chat to say something, I can do that real quick. I can do that right now. Otherwise, we can wrap it up, son. Oh shoot, my laptop's about to die. You just have to do it really fast before the laptop dies. Because my laptop dies, there goes the Discord. There goes the Discord. One day I might have said Sandman's going to be in here, yo. All good? All good? All right, cool. All good. Seems like everybody's good. I thought Timmy had something to say. He seemed like he had something to get off his chest at the start. But ooh picked Josh Hart. Bruh pick. Do I have any bruh picks today? Bruh picks to the Knicks lost on the Thunder. That was atrocious. Bruh pick to that. I'm still mad over that.
Bruh.
All right, yo. That's the show, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I might have to edit this show down because woof. That start was slow as hell. Picks for Timmy says we could talk campaign later. I bet, yo, we could talk Cam. Yo, I gave you props today, bro. Sandman says, appreciate that, picks. Yo, Sandman says, bro, pick Haporti getting playing time. Haporti getting playing time over Sims. Over Sims? I mean, you know what? Things that make you go, You making me want to, you know what, guys? Let's talk about that. I was going to end the show, but let's talk about that. Is Sims going to get traded? Is the Haporti minutes coming recently mean Sims is being traded? I'm trying to remember what happened right before the IQ trade, yo. Like, I kind of feel like right before the IQ trade, you started to see like Deuce McBride minutes get sprinkled in. Am I bugging? Can y'all remember that? So I feel like he's starting to get his feet wet. And I also feel like Tibbs might be seeing something in practice because nothing happens without Tibbs say so. So I feel like a Sims trade might be in the works. A. Or B. And B, they might be more comfortable with it being in the works because Haporti is showing something in practice. Because if you're not showing anything in practice, you're not getting on the floor. That's just the way Tibbs operates. So the Knicks might be comfortable enough seeing what Haporti's doing at practice to be like, oh, okay, I think he's about to be ready. So I'm keeping an eye out on that, yo. That's true. They don't practice. You're right. They don't practice. Unless they do like volunteer practices. Haporti is training with he be back and forth with the G League. So maybe they're seeing something there that's like, oh, okay. I don't know. The aerial minutes out of nowhere, getting the garbage minutes in the backup is interesting. Sam, they don't practice because they play a lot of games. They like the Knicks do walkthroughs, Sam, man. The Knicks hardly practice. The only times the Knicks really practice is when they have like really long off times. So there was a time when when the Knicks missed the cup, the Knicks practiced that week on their defensive and offensive sets or whatever. When they missed out on that cup tournament. But the Knicks don't really practice. They do walkthroughs. If anything, though, knowing our guys, they probably shoot on their own time. Like Brunson is a workaholic, so he probably shoots on his own time. McCall is a workaholic, so he might shoot at his own time. But they don't really have like organized hour 30-minute practices for the team, and that like I think what happens is they'll have the gym open, and they'll have trainers. They'll have Knicks trainers come in the gym if they choose to go. Felicia Lee says, I think not practicing is for the vets and essential players in the 7-man rotation. That's a good point, Felicia. That's a really good point. I can definitely see like the bench players practicing, because like even I still remember watching video of IQ and those guys being in the gym. Not even video, they would just be posting on Instagram themselves working out at 3 a.m. and they'd be in the gym. So that's an excellent point, Felicia, for sure. All right, yo. That's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Probably try to get some more tea, something. Hopefully the last little congestion part of my voice heals up. And hopefully we're talking about starting another win streak versus the Pistons. The Pistons already kind of gave us some problems the last game. Hopefully we get some get back. And we showed Cade and Tim Hardaway Jr. and those guys who's boss. So salute to you guys, man. Thank you for rocking out with me. And actually, thank you for helping me think through the technical difficulties I was having with the audio. So now if I ever have audio problems again, I'll do the same thing. So shout out to Watch Entertainment. Shout out to you, Watch Entertainment, for kind of talking me through what could be happening with the audio. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate you, Lee. And Lee, I shouted you out a numerous amount of times, Lee. Definitely thanked you for holding it down this whole year. And this week I was hella sick. I didn't even go to work for the last few days. Like my stomach was crazy. I couldn't even really walk. I was down. So I'm glad to be at least functional right now, yo. But that's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks streets. That's the show. We out here. Peace.
New York, big city of dreams.